Yeah, there is some very strong there are some very important industry benchmarks that girls need to be really aware of, because if they don't reach them, that means they're not going to be high performers. So the first one I'm going to start with is rebooking. So when a client comes in, before she actually walks out, before the sale is over, the next appointment already has to be in consideration. So when you're in the treatment room, and let's say you're doing a peel or a facial, you're already using language such as, you know, I really would like to see you in 2 weeks' time, so we could start on the course of treatments, as opposed to, would you like to rebook? Okay, so there's different ways of doing it, but the benchmark, the basic benchmark for rebooking is 50%. Personally, I think that's far too low. A lot of my salons are 65% plus. So I would like to change the benchmark of rebooking to 65% and more. The next benchmark is one-to-one retail. So for every dollar you do in treatment, you're expected to do $1 in retail. So as I said before, one of the benchmarks right now in 2014 is that you produce $110 an hour. $55 of that $110 in that hour is expected to be retail. So half of that $4,180 is expected to be retail. And if it is, your client will come back. Why? Because she's getting the results. You're expected to recall your clients. So you can't just sell a client or a skincare regime and expect her to just figure it all out for herself. So you're expected to follow up on every single client that you have. Now, not the obvious one, so if somebody comes in for a quick eyebrow wax, there's no need to follow up on that. But if you want to increase your own productivity, you need to be able to recall every client that requires it. So when you sell a new product, or a new ingredient is introduced to her skin, or you introduce her to a course of treatments. Courses, that's another benchmark, that's another expectation. You know, a one-off treatment is not going to make it. You know, it's a course of peels, and not a course of 6 peels in 6 months. It's a course of 6 peels in 12 weeks. Huge difference with results. So it's not just about selling the course that I want you to do. It's selling the course and making sure that you rebook every one of those treatments in 2 weeks. Because if you do, the results will be phenomenal. Provided you've got a great skincare range, a cosmeceutical, the results will be phenomenal. 6 peels in 6 months? Nothing really. So you really do have to have that mindset, again, connecting back to results. Let's see, another benchmark. You know, there's a business benchmark that it's still really good for therapists to know, is that wages, total wages, cannot exceed 35% of total revenue. And I know that's not what a beauty therapist seems to be interested in, but she should be interested in, because if the wage bill is greater than 35%, one of two things are happening. Either the therapists are underproductive, or the salon owner is overstaffed. Whichever way it is, the salon owner's got to do something about it. Okay, so it's really important that there isn't a lot of downtime. Your benchmark for on the floor is 80%. You need to be on the floor doing treatments and selling retail 80% of the time.